Hey soldiers, Amazon just did something that calls into question all of the rosy pronouncements and projections that we're getting about this economy from the White House, all these, agencies within the government, and even some portions of the media who are just basically parroting what they're hearing from these government agencies. But when we examine the on-the-ground real economy, we start to get an accurate picture of what's going on. And Amazon is proving that. This is big. I can't believe that they're actually doing this. But this, to me, indicates that Amazon sees true trouble on the economic horizon. Listen, if you're not a soldier of finance, it's easy to enlist. Hit subscribe. You will not be woken up at 5 a.m. and asked to do push-ups. That I promise you. Hit the thumbs up. Help us with the algorithm. And if you are someone out there who just does not like the content, listen, we're not for everybody. But look, let us know about it by hitting thumbs down twice. Let us really know about it. Okay, guys, look, Amazon made a great big deal over its second headquarters. All right. They ran around the country basically promoting this idea that they were going to pick a city to locate this second headquarters in. And that was going to be good for the city because, of course, it was going to bring jobs to the region. And what you got to understand about this is not only was it going to bring jobs for people working directly for Amazon, but it was going to be a boost to the economy because look what you would have gotten with that. You would have gotten a boost to the existing economy, all right, that's there, the restaurants, the shops, the real estate in the area. People might want to relocate closer to where they work. Okay, so you would have got that, but you would have also gotten some economic, you would have seen some business and job creation over and above that for people wanting to come to the area and say, look, there are going to be thousands of employees here. I think I can make a business work because these guys are going to be in there Monday through Friday. Maybe I'll set up a dry cleaners close to the job. Maybe I'll set up another little restaurant that's unique to the area, or maybe I will be able to rent these 4 units in this small apartment building that I have to some of the workers that are coming in there. Okay, all kinds of economic possibilities were going to be realized by whatever area was picked for this second headquarters. And it was also a testament to the growth of Amazon. So again, Amazon was in a position where they were running around, promoting this idea. Cities were competing. Baltimore even competed to be the city that Amazon bought this second headquarters to. But we were eliminated early in the process because Amazon said straight up, we're not convinced that our employees will be safe in your city. And there is the transportation issue. It's not as ubiquitous as we'd like to see. And that's true. Baltimore really doesn't have a really robust transportation system. So what ended up happening is New York ended up getting that was the place that they were going to go until all out crazy, otherwise known as Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, in her limited worldview, she didn't understand that what the city had done, what New York City had done, was they gave Amazon some tax credits and that sort of thing to incentivize them to come to the area. This woman, in her infinite wisdom, believed that what that amounted to was New York actually giving Amazon that money, okay? That's what she believed. She didn't comprehend that this was basically a way to incentivize Amazon to come to the area by saying, hey, we know that you're going to increase the tax base by businesses are going to come to the area. You're going to have more people paying payroll tax in the area, more people paying sales taxes in the area, ad valorem real estate taxes in the area. We know that all that is going to be boosted by incredible factors thanks to the thousands of employees you're going to bring into this area. So what we're going to do, we're going to sweeten the pot so you come over here and bring all of that to us by giving you some tax credits, okay? So Amazon said, okay, New York said, okay. And then Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez stepped in and she made a lot of noise about it based on the fact that she did not understand what the city had done. She's just like, many Americans. She needs to watch this channel. If you have any connection with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, tell her to subscribe to the Soldiers of Finance channel. It would help her tremendously. So Amazon said, you know what? Screw that. Okay, we're out of here. We're going somewhere where they actually understand what we're trying to do and they won't demonize us for the sin of actually creating jobs. Okay, so they ended up settling on an area just outside of Washington, D.C. So this is a big, big deal. Now Amazon is saying they're going to pause the construction of the Washington, D.C. area second headquarters. All the hullabaloo in the run-up to this thing. Amazon, of course, went through a boom in the last few years because people were stuck at home for the better part of a year, okay? A lot of businesses, think about it, a lot of businesses that you could walk into were closed down by government edict. So if you wanted something, if you needed something, a lot of people resorted to Amazon. And the want side of that kind of expanded because the government was giving out free money. All right. So Amazon really, really benefited from that. But now Amazon is seeing something in the economy that is causing it to retrench. We did the video, or the report, I'd rather say, on the layoffs, okay, at Amazon. I'll link to that later on down this video. So now we're seeing them say, okay, we're going to actually lay people off. We're going to pause construction of this headquarters. The company will hold off on breaking ground on the project's second phase. Amazon paused construction on a massive corporate real estate complex near Washington, D.C. that it calls its second headquarters as the tech sector's latest retrenchment hit a project that just a few years ago symbolized the industry's booming expansion. Exactly. Now, the Seattle-based, of course, Amazon's based in Seattle. Seattle-based company said Friday it will temporarily hold off on breaking ground on the second phase of its Arlington, Virginia development, where it promised to spend $2.5 billion through 2030 and bring more than 25,000 jobs to the region. Now, they were going to bring 25,000 jobs into that area. Now, you just multiply that by lunches that these people would have taken, by, again, the dry cleaner. You got to go get your suit cleaned. Okay, multiplied by that. The real estate needs in the area. This 25,000 job project would have reverberated throughout, not just Arlington, because Arlington, for those of you who are not familiar with the East Coast, the Mid-Atlantic, Arlington, Virginia is a pretty expensive area, okay? So people, what they would have done was they would have moved to these bedroom communities in Maryland, all right? Some maybe even in Baltimore, because you can catch what's called the MARC train down into that area. So a lot of people do that. And hell, I drove from the Baltimore area to DC for 5 years every morning. It's not that bad. Okay, if you get up and you get a good radio station, you're good. But that's not going to. That's on pause for now. Amazon had originally planned to break ground on the second phase of the project, which includes 3 22-story office buildings during the first quarter of 2023. That's right now. A new start date has not been set. A first phase with 2 office towers is almost complete, Amazon said. The company plans to move employees into those buildings, which can accommodate, more than 1,400 workers starting in June. So that's still on schedule. 14,000 workers. Okay, so they're going to have 14,000 workers move on in and start. The company currently has about 8,000 people working in the area. Bloomberg News earlier reported the delay in construction. Amazon actually issued a statement. Our second headquarters has always been a multi-year project, and we remain committed to Arlington, Virginia, said John Schotler, Amazon's vice president of global real estate and facilities. The spokesman said the company has sufficient space for its employees and doesn't yet need to begin construction for added space. So again, that report we did on the layoffs, they're saying, hey, we just don't need the space, man. Okay. We don't have as many employees as we had, and it looks like they don't have any near-term expectations to staff up to that level. So if they got 14,000 that are going to be working there, they're 11,000 short of what they initially projected for this headquarters number 2. And it makes sense to have a headquarters over here on the East Coast considering their business model and what they do. The Amazon announcement shows how the tech industry, whose rapid growth for years was an economic driver in the U.S., has started to drag on some areas of the economy. After adding employees at a breakneck pace during the pandemic, Amazon recently announced extensive cost-cutting measures that included layoffs. The company shares, Amazon, look, as far as them being a good company to invest in, you got to do your due diligence. I think Amazon's going to be here for a very, very, very long time. And I think we're just starting to see them get going. All right, as I was saying, Amazon's second headquarters project set off a fierce battle between cities when the company revealed in 2017 that it would build another headquarters in a city outside of Seattle and create 50,000 jobs. It led to one of the most extensive business beauty contests ever, with hundreds of cities and even some smaller towns offering tax breaks and other incentives in the hopes of netting an array of economic benefits that the company promised. So again, I just want to reiterate the stupidity of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who opened her fat, ignorant mouth and ended up having New York lose. But hey, look, they voted for her, right? So, hey, I guess you get what you voted for. The company in late 2018 announced that it would split the project between New York City and Northern Virginia. A few months later, however, the company canceled the plans for New York after backlash from union leaders, politicians, and other activists to the nearly $3 billion in government incentives Amazon would have received for creating 25,000 jobs in the city. So none of these people, and believe me, unions, they are businesses, okay? Unions collect dues and they make a lot of money. So Amazon's not a fully unionized company, right? So of course the labor unions are going to have some problems if they're talking about coming into an area like New York that is heavily unionized, all right? So fine, they just packed up and went elsewhere. You still don't get the jobs, okay? So there you go. You could have been in a position where you could have repeatedly tried to do your collective bargaining and install a union, okay? But now you can't even do that because you win, okay? You win. It didn't even come to your area. So revel in your victory. All right, and this is already having some downstream effects. Stephanie Landrum, chief executive at the Alexandria Economic Development Partnership, on Friday said the largest impact on Amazon's pause will be on property taxes in Arlington County. Incentives for Amazon are performance-based, Ms. Landrum said, including jobs created and local hotel taxes. I think we can take this news and still be optimistic about it, she said. Amazon's second headquarters spurred development such as the Virginia Tech Innovation Campus, an education and research center that helped the region secure Amazon's new campus. There are no guarantees in life, with the exception of death and taxes. But Amazon headquarters coming to your town and doing exactly what they said they were going to do years ago is subject to market conditions, political conditions. Those have all changed. Tech companies are taking a breath to reevaluate the changing landscape as we have pivoted from remote work to hybrid to now returning to the office, said Matt Patton, Executive Vice President at Angelou Economics, an Austin-based economic development consulting firm. Amazon can have so many powerful ripple effects on the economy that when they make big decisions like this, of course, we're going to take notice. Amazon had also announced investments in affordable housing, education programs, and schools and local nonprofits around Washington, D.C. They say we appreciate the support of all our partners and neighbors and look forward to continuing to work together in the years ahead. Now, look, I just want to put this out here because Amazon is saying this economy might not be, well, it's not going to be as favorable as it was when we started planning this. We are laying off people as we speak, so we don't need the space. And, that's just where we are as a company right now. We do think that in the future, we'll be able to continue with this project and, beef it out fully, or maybe even beyond that. But for now, pause for the cause. All right, guys, so more on Amazon. Go and watch this report where they're actually telling their employees that they've got to come back to the office at least 3 days per week. Some of them are not happy about that. Okay, they've gotten used to working from home for various reasons that we explain in that report. But go watch that and learn a little bit more about Amazon's position in the economy these days. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.